Hello my friends, good evening, welcome to Chris Cooks. Tonight on Chris Cooks we're making, I call it my Caribbean chili, you can call it Chris's chili, you could just call it chili. Our ingredients are our basic ingredients. We have some salt, some paprika, some garlic powder, some onion, some pepper, and some oregano. And we're gonna have equal amounts, which is a cup and a half of each of these ingredients. Green pepper, plum tomatoes, cilantro, 4 teeth of garlic, 1 medium onion, 1 chicken cube, and 1 can of beans, kidney beans. And then the other can be of any kind of bean that you want. These are just regular pinto beans, and we use tomato paste, okay? So to start, we begin with our 1 pound of hamburger meat. This is very important and high. 1 pound of hamburger meat, and I always add 1 cup of water, so nothing sticks to the bottom. And we start right away with our ingredients. Our first ingredient is gonna be pepper. Since pepper we say is overwhelming, we're gonna have half a teaspoon of pepper. Just throw it right on top. Half a teaspoon of oregano. You're gonna take the teaspoon, you're gonna put it between the palm of your hands, and you're gonna make sure it becomes nice and fine, just powdery, very yummy. Then for the rest of our ingredients, we're gonna use equal amounts. So we're gonna have half of tablespoon of powdered onion, half a tablespoon of powdered garlic, half a tablespoon of paprika for some color and some flavor, and half a tablespoon of salt. And we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. If you have fresh lemons or lime, you could squeeze a whole lime or a whole lemon into it. I don't have any right now, so I'm using the liquid. And I'm gonna throw right in there my chicken cube, and I'm gonna smash my garlic. If you have a garlic press, good for you. You can use your garlic press. If you don't have your garlic press, you just chop it up as best as you can chop it up, and as fine as you can chop it with your knife. So here we go. See, it's already beginning to boil. While this cooks, it should be cooking for a minimum of 30 minutes. I believe that all meat should cook, with the exception of some steak and some fish, should cook for 30 minutes. Make sure that meat is properly cooked, especially because it's hamburger meat and it's beef. We have all of our garlic in there. We stir it up a little. We cover it for 30 minutes, and while this is cooking, we're chopping up all of our ingredients. See you in a minute. After you have put apart your hamburger meat, your 1 pound of hamburger meat, you can add your first can of beans. These are nice dark kidney beans, any brand you like, and your can of pinto. So you just do it to have 2 different kinds of beans. And then I add 1 can of water, which is like an extra cup of water. You all have all that there mixing, introducing itself to one another. Okay, we leave that alone while we cut our ingredients. Your first ingredient should be your onion. We're gonna cut our onion about 1/2 inch. And use your whole onion. If you like a lot of onion, you can use 1.5 onions or a very large onion. All I had was a little medium onion, so that's what I'm using. It should be about this size. And you start filling up your first container. You want the onion to dissolve so that all that you taste is not onion. So that's what's the first ingredient we put in. As our hamburger meat is already cooking with our beans inside, so it makes the beans get a nice meaty flavor. It is absolutely wonderful. And the reason why I like equal amount of everything is so that no flavor overwhelms the other flavor. So we're gonna have 1.5 cups of each ingredient, which is this bowl. See, a nice full bowl, which is a cup and a half of onion. And you put that in, and now you can cover this for the whole half an hour. Have it on medium to high heat. Our second ingredient is the tomato. I just use plum tomatoes, but you can use any kind of tomato that you have, as long as it's a nice deep orange color. And again, we try to cut it the same size as the onions, about 1/2 inch. And that is our second ingredient. And we also want the tomatoes to dissolve a little bit while they cook. And sometimes it takes 4 tomatoes, sometimes it only takes 3, depends on the size of your tomatoes. So it's just better if you're gonna go shopping to make this meal that you buy 4. It's better to have more than to have less. So as you can tell, a cup and a half of tomatoes is only 3 tomatoes. They were very large tomatoes, so I have one left over. I could use it for salad or something else. And we throw that in. Now that these ingredients are all in there, we're gonna set our timer for 30 minutes. We wanna continue to cut our other ingredients. After 10 minutes of cooking, your food should look this delicious. Your chili's getting all together with the beans, and you have your onions and you have your tomato. You're gonna add your 2 heaping spoons of tomato paste. It has to be tomato paste to get the right consistency, the right color going, and everything is fine. I'm gonna cut up, after this, I'm gonna cut up my green pepper and my cilantro. But that's not gonna go into, you're almost ready to serve it, like the last 5 minutes of it cooking, so that it's still al dente. You wanna have your green peppers that are still very green and very crunchy and yummy. And tonight our chili is gonna be accompanied with a bit of white rice that we're cooking on the side there. But you can have your chili with tortilla chips and some cheese, or you can have it with rice. It's up to you. I'm having mine with tortillas and some extra cheese tonight. So since our meat has been cooking now for about 20 minutes, it's time to cut the pepper. To make my life easier, I cut it first in long little strips like this, and then I'm gonna cut it into little 1/2-inch squares. And I'm saving it till I only have 5 more minutes left.
Mama, she's back.
I'm gonna save it till I have only 5 more minutes left in my timer before I put them in, so they're nice and hard, okay? So I've cut my pepper into long strips like this. It makes it easier to cut them into little 1/2-inch squares, which we're gonna put in 5 minutes before our chili is almost done. So they're nice and crispy and delicious, and you can taste the pepper. After 25 minutes, your chili should look like this. I tasted mine, it's perfect, yummy. So I'm adding my pepper to the top. If you wanna add a kick to it, you can have chili powder, any kind of chili powder you like. I wanna have very, very little. I'm adding like half a teaspoon, just for a little kick. I don't want it to be kicking too hard, because I have to feed little people. But also, if you really want to make it even spicier, people that like spice, you can cut this up and you can have it on the side. You can serve it just as a topper, garnish your chili with some jalapeno. Just 1 jalapeno is enough. What I'm going to do in my case is that I'm removing the seeds, because the seeds is where all the spice is. And I'm just going to have it as a little topper and as a garnish to it. I'm going to cut this up very, very fine. Meanwhile, I'm also going to cut up my 12 sticks of cilantro. That's going to go on the top also. And I'm going to try to cut it as small as I can cut it. You want to see that there was cilantro there. You want the flavor, you want the pop, because it makes it absolutely beautiful. You just go like that, and pop on the top it goes. So you move it around. You add your little chili. You have everything going on. And it's ready to be served. Voila, enjoy. And I'm going to show you now the prepared dish.